20 seconds though.
All right. I'm going to give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
What a countdown.
Okay, well, hey there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Cold Takes podcast. I believe this is episode 14. Last week was episode 13, so that makes sense.
Yep.
But I do want to start off on a sad note. Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to the Buffalo Bills in the NFL playoffs.
Oh, I thought you were quitting the podcast. I got super hyped for a second.
Oh my god. It was a tough week. It was a tough Sunday. I drank almost a whole bottle of Bacardis afterwards. It was rough. But the Bills are no longer in the playoffs, which means the Super Bowl will be the Green Bay Packers. Whoa, that's wrong.
No.
The Super Bowl will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And even though I will lose $20 to Zach on that deal, on our bet,
Possibly.
let's go Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because then I still win $80. So I'm content if Kansas City wins. I mean, I would have still bet on the Bills as well against the Bucs, but yeah, I wanted to talk about that off the start because I am very sad about that. But I mean, and my friends thought I was quitting our podcast, and they got excited. I don't know if I'm more sad about the Bills being out or that. You know what, though? I got a text this week from Zach. I think it was on Tuesday. Might have been on Tuesday. I wasn't even awake. And it was...
I think I know what he's talking about.
It was, if Chelsea loses this game today, I'm going to bully you for the rest of the week. Direct text from Zach.
Yeah, I did say that.
They tied the game.
Yeah, they tied.
And he says, and I quote, I'm still going to bully you for the rest of the week.
Because they should have won. They had like 85% ball possession. The other team touched the ball like 4 times and still had better scoring chances than Chelsea.
What was the score? 0-0?
0-0.
That's such a boring game. I don't understand how people find that entertaining.
Well, you know what? It was our first game with our new manager. He only had 1 practice with the team, so
yeah, that's it.
Hopefully, tomorrow will be better, and we'll get that win.
Manager is the equivalent of a coach, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, we'll talk about a bunch of sports stuff. I don't know what happened in the NBA, so my friends will gladly inform me of that. And we'll move on to hockey afterwards, talk a bit about the Super Bowl. And yeah, so let's start with the NBA, though. What happened that was interesting this week, boys? Because I have no idea.
I honestly don't know. I didn't follow the NBA this whole week.
I mean, I don't know if anything huge happened, but I have some like topics for you guys, I guess.
That's fair. I mean, one thing that was mentioned was what Bradley Beal dropped 47, and they still lost.
Yeah.
Lowry hit his 10,000 point milestone.
Mm-hmm. Did you just Google big things in NBA this week?
No, I'm just scrolling through this through Sportsnet, to be honest. It was the anniversary of Kobe's passing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot about that, but we discussed that last week on the podcast. Fred VanVleet got named to the USA's 60 pool of players for the Olympics. Do you guys think he'll make it?
It depends who wants to play.
Yeah, really, what it comes down to.
Yeah. It's and when they hold the Olympics. If they hold the Olympics this year, I'm assuming a lot. Or is it this year?
Yes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this year.
I'm assuming a lot of people will drop out. So
yeah, Tokyo said last year that they will not. No matter what, they will not be canceling the Olympics this year. I mean, because that's a huge loss of money for them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it doesn't give me the rest of the list. I was going to read some of the big names. I think if COVID is still as prominent as it is, and if these players don't have the vaccines, I don't see LeBron playing. I don't see KD playing. I don't see Steph playing. I don't see Harden playing.
I mean, none of them play anymore.
Yeah, they don't? Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
They usually play for like 1 or 2, and then don't play anymore.
I mean,
especially for like the World Cups and stuff.
It's just not a big thing anymore. Like, it's not an accomplishment anymore.
Yeah.
Just how dominant USA is too. It's just
I mean, it's sad because Zach and I talked about this in the opposite sport in hockey, which is what I focus on, and we were talking about the World Juniors, where like Canada went in. Canada won what 16-0, 7-0, 5-0, and then they played the one team they can't beat in the U.S. And those are games we all look forward to when we're watching hockey. Canada, Russia, Canada, the U.S., U.S., Russia, U.S., Sweden, Finland. All these countries can compete. Whereas with basketball, other than has anyone actually even beat the U.S. in the last 10 Olympics?
Didn't Argentina win one with Manu Ginobili? I think they won gold. I think they won gold one year.
the U.S. didn't win last time, but also nobody played.
In 2016, they didn't win?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the U.S. has where is the United States? They have won first. 1, 2, 3. They have 19 medals, and they've been in 19 Olympics for basketball, and they've placed in almost every one.
Makes sense.
And who won last year's? The U.S. beat Spain last year to win it. Argentina won
in 2004 for sure.
Yeah, and they beat Italy. How did the U.S. not make it to?
I
the
mean,
final?
who was on the team?
I think it was a good team too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm looking. Yeah, there we go. I have it right here. Why does
The new team consisted of some young NBA stars: Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Carmelo Anthony.
And they lost?
Who'd they lose to? Puerto Rico? Lost to Puerto Rico.
I mean, that's rookie LeBron James, rookie Dwayne Wade, and rookie Carmelo. Or a sophomore, right? They got drafted in 03, so.
Who's on Puerto Rico?
No, they lost to Argentina in the. I mean, they lost to Puerto Rico maybe in the qualifiers.
Yeah. In their first game, they lost by 19.
They
Puerto Rico.
They lost to. They lost to Argentina 89-81. I don't know who this is. Marbury led the team in points. Led the team in points that game. Bozer led the team in rebounds.
Boozer.
And then the assist leaders in this game were Iverson and Odom, and they had 3.
Jeez.
How more assists than that?
His first move as an executive
was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
Lamar Odom was a great player, but every time I hear his name, I just think of that Stephen A. quote.
My question: how did Italy get so far?
Yo, you know who beat Team USA that year?
Who?
JJ Barea. He was on Puerto Rico.
The GOAT. He's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but
I didn't know that.
So, sorry, they have been in 19 Olympics and they only haven't won 1, 2, 3 times. They haven't won gold.
Dominance, but yeah.
So even with who was on this team?
LeBron, Carmelo, and Dwayne Wade. That's enough.
Last year?
Not last year. I don't.
Oh, there we go. I got the roster. Oh man, they would never lose with this roster. Michael Carter-Williams, Tobias Harris, Victor Oladipo, Chandler Parsons, Mason Plumlee, I don't know who that is, Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, John Wall, Blake Griffin, Steph Curry, LaMarcus Aldridge, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi, LeBron, Hayward, Drummond, Lillard, Beal, Conley, Kenneth Faried.
Yeah.
Rudy Gay, Dwight Howard, Andre Iguodala, and Kevin Love. That team is fucking stacked.
At the start, when you were listing names, I was like, "This has got to be their worst team." And then once you started getting to like LeBron James, I was like,
"Oh." Okay. AD, Paul, Wall, Griffin, Curry, Aldridge, Harden, Westbrook. Oh my god.
Wait, what was that?
This was the last Olympics
Oh, I didn't know all of
in
them played last
2016.
time. I did not know all of them
Their
played.
closest game was 3 points to Serbia and France. The rest, they absolutely demolished everyone. They beat China by almost 60.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So do you guys see? My thing is, do you think Fred Van? That's what started this all. Do you think Fred Van Fleet can actually make the roster if the big names play?
Probably not. I mean, they've got a lot of point
Wait a
guards.
minute. I want to go back for a second.
To what?
Didn't you said LeBron was on the 2016 team?
Yeah.
He was not.
I'm looking at it right now.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, those were the
candidates.
those were the candidates. Thank you.
Brutal, Tanner. Come on.
It was Butler, Durant, DeAndre Jordan, Kyle Lowry, Harrison Barnes, DeMar DeRozan, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, DeMarcus Cousins, Paul George, Draymond Green, and Carmelo Anthony. Still an unreal roster.
Because wasn't this the year that Paul George messed up?
Oh, broke his leg?
Yeah.
Was it that one or the one before? It might have been that one.
Because because I know it was the thing was too close. The basket.
2014, 2015 off-season injury. However, on August 1st, Jordan landed awkwardly at the base of the basket after fouling.
What year was it?
I said it, 2014, 2015.
Okay, then it was that one, yeah.
So yeah, because it was the tryouts.
He was training for
the tryouts, yeah. Went for a layup in his
knee. Just said no.
Ouch.
Well, he landed on the edge of the net, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Brutal.
Yeah, so I just don't think. I think you guys are right though. With that, it will matter who commits to it. But I think if you have any of the big names commit, I don't think.
I mean, Harrison Barnes was on the last one, so
yeah,
but they didn't commit, like you said. Kawhi didn't commit. KD didn't commit.
A lot of the time, they don't take all the stars too, because you can't just play a game with all stars. You need role players on a basketball team. So I mean, and Van Fleet's a pretty solid 6-man. Or
I doubt they play this year though.
Yeah, they might not even go. Yeah.
I wonder if they receive vaccinations, and I wonder if all the Olympians are going to receive vaccinations.
Just at the door?
No, give it to them give it to them 5 months out. Also, I just realized that something none of us realized. The Jazz are on an 11 straight win streak.
Yeah.
I did realize that. It was one of my topics.
Sorry.
But we were going in on this one, so my term was, are the Utah Jazz for real this year?
Heck yeah.
Okay, well,
Jordan Clarkson 6-man of the year.
That was your prediction.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Shaq doesn't seem to think so. Have you guys seen that interview with him and Donovan Mitchell?
No.
After the game, he's like, "Yeah, I just don't think you're good enough." Donovan Mitchell's like, "Aight." It's along the lines of that.
They're 15-4. I guess the Clippers are 15-5, but they swept the Mavs on the season.
Yeah, that's another one of my topics. What the hell is wrong with the Mavericks? What's wrong? They're terrible this year, or they're playing terrible.
Yeah, we can keep talking about the Jazz and hop on how bad my Mavericks are playing. No, do you guys Zach asked? Do you guys think the Mavs are legit?
The Jazz?
Jazz, sorry.
I think they're definitely legit, as in they'll make the playoffs. I don't know if they'll keep it up where they're gonna come first, and right now they're first.
They're a solid second round exit.
Yeah, there's just too many teams I don't see that they beat. The Clippers, the Lakers, Phoenix, Denver. I think they all beat the Jazz.
Yeah, Clippers and the Jazz are on the same level. They both lost a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets last year. They're on the same
That's
frequency.
I don't know about the Suns anymore, too.
Oof.
The Suns were always going to be from... Oh, my God.
I guess those go-away coupons aren't working too well.
No, that's Sawyer, so...
Oh!
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Tanner enough, but I think Sawyer comes the bottom out of his siblings. Zach comes first, then Mac, then Tanner. Tanner's only ahead of Sawyer because we share the same name, and then Sawyer.
Like that's your favorite or what?
Yeah, that's head of my order. Honestly, Mac's about to pass you if you keep bullying me so hard.
Oof. Yeah, well, Mac also refuses to subscribe to your YouTube channel, so.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't see the Jazz. I personally don't see the Jazz making it out of the first round, depending on who they have to play.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they will.
Yeah.
So I think if they're a middle of the pack team by the end of the season, they are losing to someone else good. Like if they play Denver in the first round, I think they lose to Denver.
I mean, the Spurs are in fourth right now. Like,
yeah, I looked at that. I don't think those won't hold.
Yeah, like this is crazy. I mean, Portland's had some injury issues too.
And I'm talking about this for all sports except the NFL because they don't play as much. I think athletes are struggling right now with how much they have to play. Athletes are not like, yeah, you played back-to-backs and you played like 3 games in 4 days. Like that happens. But then
not
you got
all the time.
and then you got 4 days off. And in the last 2 years, the NHL has started to include each team gets a week off. So and it's tough to do load management in a season like this. I know there's players still doing it, but it's tough when, say, you want to take a load management day, but you're in the situation Houston was in, or the 76ers were in.
Your team only has 6 players.
Yeah, you have to play.
Can't not play, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take a load management day if the league won't postpone a game for that.
Yeah, I don't know. If in terms of Utah, who they play in the first round, like if they play anyone from Spurs, Memphis, Portland, Phoenix, Golden State, Houston, any of them, like they've got a good shot at knocking them out and going to the next round. If they're playing the Lakers, the Clippers, then yeah. But I mean, even if they face Denver, I could see them knocking Denver out.
Yeah, I mean it was super close last year.
Yeah, exactly. And Utah's gotten better. I mean, Tanner, I don't know if the Mavs are looking bad.
Yeah, they are looking pretty rough.
But to be fair, they're 8-11, and they're in 13th. The 13th place team, like is 6-12. Like 8-11 in the West would be like intense.
Okay, Houston's 8-9 because they had 3 canceled games.
The Grizzlies 7-6.
Yeah,
they're 6th.
Yeah,
all their games that canceled.
They played 13 games. They played 6 less games than the Mavs.
Yeah, so it's gonna
take. So I think, and we talked about this while we were recording. We were setting up for the podcast, but the Utah Jazz. No, it was the Blazers Hornets game later next week. It got canceled because they moved it to the end of the season because of scheduling conflicts or something. And I think that all these postponed games that are gonna have to be played in fast succession at the end of the season, I think those are gonna be real sloppy games. So it's gonna be tough.
Also, is Porzingis injured again? I think he's out again.
Really?
Or he's resting or something.
Everybody was ripping on him because he missed a dunk.
I don't
know.
How
long will Porzingis be out?
He might just be resting. But yeah,
I think he's
playing
resting
tonight.
Oh, I forgot to do my fantasy all week.
Oof.
Oh man, that's tough.
Mavs Kristaps Porzingis questionable for back-to-back while taking on criticism for poor start.
Yeah, there you go.
That's rough.
That's
Yeah.
brutal. Anyways, I'll ask another question to
Okay.
you guys in regards to the NBA. Is John Wall back to being a top point guard in the league?
I haven't seen enough. I haven't really paid attention in the NBA.
He's been popping off.
I mean, they're up by 20 points right now against the
Oh my
Pelicans.
god.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really watched him
This
that
week
much
was
either
this
since
was
he's been
a
on.
odd week too. I mean, for myself, I don't think I watched much sports this week. Did you, Roy?
I literally watched nothing.
Yeah. The first thing of hockey I've actually watched all week was the clip I sent earlier of the disgusting McDavid goal.
Yeah, man.
Right now he's
2K.
averaging 18, 4, and 5. So 18 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, 5.5 assists.
Well, when I was playing him in fantasy, some nights he would go off, and then other nights he would just screw me over and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he definitely won that trade with Houston and Washington going on. What's going on there right now?
Washington's not looking too good.
Washington's in shambles, so he got out of a good situation.
If Washington
got into a good situation.
finishes worse than the Pistons,
yeah,
I
don't know. Again, it's early in the season. I have no idea what's going on with the standings. Like,
I think that's like that. I mean, the NHL is an odd one because
but the NHL plays like 4 different. Every team plays the same 4 teams.
It's the same 7 or 8.
Oh, sorry.
But, yeah, the NHL is in 4. That's what I was about to say though. Was the NHL is a bit different because they only play within their division.
Yeah.
So the standings
Toronto's
look
played Edmonton
so
like
weird.
3 games in a row now.
Yeah.
It's the same game
I'm
I'm
pretty sure they play each team 10 times.
Yeah, it's just insane.
I mean, in the top teams in the East right now are all going to be the top 4 right now.
Will be the top 4, yeah.
Will be the top 4. And then there's some teams like the Heat that have been injured that are waiting.
Yeah,
at the bottom.
the Raptors have just been playing bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami's lost the last 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have Jimmy for any of those games.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like 10. I think he's been out for 10 games now or something.
Was he hurt or was it COVID protocol?
COVID protocol.
Yeah.
Okay. The new normal. Oh my god, it's already 3-0 3 minutes into the St. Louis Anaheim game. Kyrie scored 2!
Oh,
your boy
see,
might score a hat trick, Zach.
Jordan's popping off. Attaboy. Good for him.
Wow.
Man's having a good season.
Yeah.
I see him on Fortnite like every day though.
Zach, you gotta get him on here.
I could ask him. I don't know what he's up to.
He can take 5 minutes off of Fortnite.
Yeah, clearly he's just up to Fort.
No, but do you have more NBA points? Sorry, I just saw the score and the fact that it's only 3 minutes in. That's insane.
No, I think that's all my NBA stuff.
NBA points. Okay, well, I mean, we already talked about soccer a bit with Chelsea sucking. The NHL. I mean, bullying me is unnecessary because your team sucks. You also bullied me about my team losing, so
because you bullied me about mine losing first.
Your team sucks.
Yeah, and so I said your team lost to someone with a broken brain. Your best quarterback in the league lost to another quarterback with a broken.
Hey, you watch your mouth. Alleged broken brain. The NFL says he was cleared.
Oh, true.
I said I wouldn't use that as an excuse either. I said that last week on the podcast. The Chiefs are just the better team, and it's going to be really tough for the Bills going forward because I don't know. This offseason is going to be real interesting because you got Deshaun Watson, who could go anywhere essentially. But
yeah, where do you guys think the best landing spot is for him?
So here's the thing. You know what, Roy? You go first, and then I'll go into it. Where do you think Deshaun should go?
Detroit.
Yeah, but you won't even like
So
him anymore.
biased.
Because
So biased.
well, here's the thing. Whoa. Roy is not a Detroit Lions fan. Roy is a fake fan. He's a fan of Matthew Stafford, and wherever Stafford goes is where Roy will like.
Yeah,
Nah, true.
as
So
long as
if-
it's not
if-
the Jets.
Yeah. If he goes to the Jets, you're staying a Lions fan?
I don't know. It'll be up in the air.
So I think the best spot for Deshaun is Miami, but the Houston head coach and the Houston GM came out and said on Friday that next season Deshaun Watson will play as a Houston Texan. But 2 days beforehand, it was officially reported from the Houston organization that this man requested a trade.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it, though, Deshaun has already apparently said to his agent and all the other players on his team who he's really close with, if they don't trade him, Deshaun Watson's going to sit out the season. He will lose $21 million for sitting out on the season. He will still end up profiting $26 million to do nothing. This man doesn't have to practice. This man doesn't have to stay in game shape. He will, in case they trade him during the season. But he has to do nothing if he wants to sit out all season. And you make bank. And then at the end of next season, you go somewhere.
Good.
At the end of next season, when they don't trade him and he becomes a free agent, he signs for $150 million for the Jets. To anywhere, actually, because then it's no longer a trade. Right now, they have to get enough for him.
What I was saying is, what if he went to the Saints and Drew Brees retires?
The Saints are a possibility.
They were already pretty good, are they not?
They are. The Saints just have a team. That's the thing. They don't need Tasman Hill isn't the best quarterback option there.
Taysom.
Taysom, yeah. Who's Tasman?
I always mess that up. He isn't currently the best option for quarterback. The role he plays right now is the best possible role for him, and I think Roy agrees with me there.
Aren't they starting Jameis?
Yeah, so right now they have Jameis Winston coming in, who people are going to hear that and they're going to roll their eyes and say the Saints are out of the playoffs. Last time Jameis Winston was a starting quarterback, he went 15 for 15 touchdown passes, interceptions. So he threw the same on the season. That's awful. He's the first quarterback in history to do that. But he was a first overall pick. He was a top tier player in college football. But he went to a shitty Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, who much different. Yeah, he played there last season, but when Tom Brady comes in, it's Tom Brady's team. Tom Brady runs the offense. Hell, Tom Brady probably runs the defense. The coach of the Bucs was interviewed one day, and he says, "If Tom tells me no, I do what he wants." It's a whole different ball game when you have Tom Brady as. It's like LeBron in the NBA. LeBron was the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's be real. And
Ty Lue. Ty Lue's a good coach.
LeBron is still the coach of the LA Lakers.
Nah, Frank Vogel's a good coach, man. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. I don't know about
good
the Frank
defensively.
Vogel one.
He's good defensively. Frank Vogel's more of a coach than Ty Lue was. Come on,
Ty Lue wasn't a coach, it was LeBron.
I mean, LeBron just kind of brings in someone different every year.
I think Ty Lue was just like LeBron's boy, but also Ty Lue would give him shit, man. You'd see on the sidelines, they'd be yelling at each other.
So, before we wrap this up, though, I don't think the Saints would be a great landing spot for Deshaun. I mean, they'd love it. It would be great. The Saints would destroy that division with Deshaun Watson at quarterback. But from the sounds of it, Michael Thomas is leaving. From the sounds of it, if Thomas leaves, Kamara might want out. If Breeze leaves, all the core guys might want out. They have no faith in Jameis.
So here's my question to you, Tanner. As a Bills fan, if they offered to trade Josh Allen for Deshaun Watson, you'd say no?
No.
You think he's better than Deshaun Watson?
Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson.
Ooh.
And I'm not even.
I
don't
take
know
Deshaun.
I was gonna say, Roy, are you saying that to spite me? Or are you saying that honestly? You would take Deshaun.
Honestly,
Yeah. What's your?
I haven't really watched the most of Deshaun Watson playing, so.
No, but you watched a lot of Allen because you were with me.
Yeah.
From what I've seen on like First Take and other like sports shows, they all say Deshaun Watson's like
Deshaun
Watson
finished this season with the most average passing yards per play at 8.9 yards per pass, which incredible. If you're looking at the Bills honestly though, the Bills only have one star wide receiver, and that's Stafford Diggs. Cole Beasley's a great player. Cole Beasley will never be a all-star. Cole Beasley will not be a Hall of Famer. Stafford Diggs is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. There's no argument there. So he has one receiver, whereas in Houston, Deshaun had Hopkins, and then they made the worst trade in NBA or NFL history, getting rid of the best receiver in the league for a 4th-round pick and a running back who had been injured for 2 years. And then they still have Brandon Cooks. They have Will Fuller. They have a bunch of other core receivers.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Roy knows what I'm talking about. And these players are core receivers whereas Allen only really has Diggs as a star. The Bills have a great receiving core, but none of them will ever make the All-Star game or the Hall of Fame like Stafford Diggs will. So I think it's a tough comparison. They both throw the ball really well, and they both run the ball really well. Deshaun's quicker than Allen, but Allen is a better runner in my opinion. So no, I would not. You asked me that last season, in a heartbeat, I make that trade. Allen played so poorly last season, where at the start of the season, I told my brother, I said, I'll be the first to admit, Allen's not the way to go this season. We need to trade Allen. We need to figure something out. But Allen, he proved me wrong.
Sure.
Okay, another quarterback though that we do have to discuss moving is actually Matthew Stafford, because so you have Deshaun Watson. There's 17 quarterbacks that can move this season.
17?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the tweet.
Honestly,
is it like 17 good quarterbacks or 17
Yes.
like random quarterbacks?
No, good quarterbacks.
Okay.
For Matt Stafford, realistically, the Chiefs should trade Mahomes for him.
Honestly, I'd back that. Especially if they lose the Super Bowl, then Mahomes is like nothing.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find this tweet. I don't remember who it's from. Oh, here it is. 18 quarterbacks from Adam Shepard. So, you got Deshaun Watson.
You're brutal with names, eh?
Deshaun Watson, who has requested a trade. Aaron Rodgers, who the Packers aren't quite sure about. Matthew Stafford, who has requested a trade. Dak Prescott, who, I mean, it's tough because he didn't play this season. But they're still in the battle for contract negotiations. He thinks he should be paid the same as Patrick Mahomes. And I think when he thinks that, he is high.
Give him his money.
Sam Darnold, who... Go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to say he's a great quarterback, but not that
Here,
good.
Roy, Dak Prescott or Josh Allen?
Probably Josh Allen, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he had to think about it though.
It's tough because Prescott didn't play this season, so
yeah,
it's tough.
exactly.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And when he was playing, he was incredible.
They weren't a playoff team though.
Yeah, they weren't a playoff team, and
they're a garbage team.
They have so many good receivers on that team too.
They have one of the best receiving core in the league.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, who if Stafford or Deshaun go to the Jets, he'll be in that trade for sure. Carson Wentz, who there's lots of talks that he's going to not Cleveland, the Colts. Jared Goff, who the owners of the Rams said they no longer have faith in. That's huge.
Yeah, there was rumors of trading with Stafford for Goff.
That wouldn't be bad.
Like a straight up trade.
That wouldn't be bad. Stafford would be in a great position there.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, who, man, he's had a tough break. Came in after when Brady got hurt, went 5-0. Then got traded to San Fran, went 5-0 and got hurt. Played the first game this season. They dummied, got hurt. He hasn't played a full season in San Fran yet. Cam Newton, who probably won't play on a team if I'm being honest. Teddy Bridgewater out of Carolina. He'll go somewhere as a backup. Mitchell Trubisky, who I don't know, unless the Bears are trading for a quarterback.
That's not how that name's pronounced.
Trubisky.
Jameis Winston might move. Ryan Fitzpatrick, who will probably leave Miami. Alex Smith in Washington. And Big Ben.
True.
Big Ben, Rodgers, both could retire. Rodgers said on Pat McAfee's show, though, he has no intentions of retiring. So
yeah,
he's about to win MVP of the season.
Yeah, one of my topics was, should Rodgers leave Green Bay?
Oh, you wrote topics for the NFL too?
I just wrote a bunch of podcast topics down.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I watched Pat McAfee's show all week. He does every Tuesday. He interviews Aaron Rodgers all season. It was one of Rodgers' media commitments. And on Tuesday, and Pat McAfee said all show, he's like, I don't think Rodgers is coming. Like, I would be honest with you guys. I tell you by now, like, I don't want you to spend your day watching to see if Aaron Rodgers shows up just for him not to show up. And then they take a break every, 15, 20 minutes. And they ended their break early. And they're like, hey, we're going to start now. Something may have happened. And then they're like, Pat looks at his phone. He's like, never mind. Aaron Rodgers is here. Let's go. And then Rodgers came on and said, he's like, I always thought I was coming. He said, just because I lost, I wasn't going to be a dick and not show up to something I committed to for the season. A lot of quarterbacks would have said, hey, I don't want to talk about the game. We lost. I played poorly. So, and he went out. But he said in his interview after the game that there's a lot of uncertainty in the locker room and everyone's future is up in the air, including his. So he said he's not quite sure what's going to happen. He said if he had the choice, he has no intention of leaving Green Bay. He would like to be someone like a Kobe. I believe he referenced Kobe, and then he referenced a football player that did it too, who stayed with their team their whole career. And if Green Bay trades them, whoever gets Aaron Rodgers, even if it's just for a year or two, there goes ticket sales. Your franchise just went up a ton. Like, everything you benefit heavily everywhere there. Who cares if he has 2 seasons left?
From my limited knowledge of Aaron Rodgers, I've heard that he's maybe the most talented quarterback ever.
I say Rodgers is better than Brady, but Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. There's no denying. And if he wins this next Sunday, no one can say shit. This man won 7 Super Bowls with 2 teams. He didn't need Belichick this time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He got to the finals without Belichick. I think he kind of.
Like I said, no one's beaten the Chiefs this season. The Chiefs lost 2 games this season, one by a field goal and the other because nobody played. They literally played their whole backup squad.
I don't know. Anything can happen. It's one game. It's the Super Bowl.
It is. Well, look at the Browns and the Steelers first round. If if one thing went differently that game, the Steelers win.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with someone once, and they said I was like, oh yeah, the one thing I don't like about football is that the playoffs is one game. Like, the best team doesn't always win. And I get you can't do a series in football. It's too grueling of a sport.
No, you can't.
But and he was like, no, the best team always wins. I was like, that can't be true. The best team does not.
Oh no.
Kansas City lost to the the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Jets beat the Rams.
Yeah, I mean,
the 0-13 Jets beat the Rams.
I think he meant for like the playoffs. He was like the best team always wins in the playoffs.
And
but,
yeah, it's just not.
But it's just that can't be true. Yeah.
If the best team won, Brady would have 11 Super Bowls.
He was always on the best team. You're saying
the Lions would have won.
Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
They're one of the best teams that 1 year.
The best player always won. Eli Manning would have 100 Super Bowls.
Well,
y'all ain't ready for that conversation.
Matt Stafford.
Man, Eli outperformed Brady twice in the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl both years.
He's their kryptonite.
Yeah, they could have went 19-0. Go ahead. They could have went 19-0, and they didn't.
True.
They choked to the New York Giants and Eli Manning. Yeah, I love you. One story I heard.
The most rude love you ever. Yeah, whatever.
the one story I heard on McAfee's show was I forget, AJ Hawk. They asked this guy they were interviewing if they had any stories about players snapping on the other players or coaches and stuff, and they said that Peyton Manning was the worst for it. That in practice or in games, if you messed up, he would lose his ever-loving shit. And they said one practice that the coach told the player the wrong route, and Manning just snapped. And the player went, "I've never heard a grown man talk to another grown man like that," and the other grown man just take it.
Gee, and that's what you get when you're one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Brady could do that now. Breeze, Rodgers, anyone, any of the big names.
Yeah. I mean, Peyton Manning, in terms of personal achievement, is probably the greatest, but then there's Brady. So
Brady is
personal team achievements, but Peyton Manning has all the records.
No, Breeze has all the records. Breeze has now passed Manning. Breeze passed Manning for touchdown passes thrown this season. Breeze has the most yards, I believe. Or he just passed Manning and Marino.
Peyton Manning has the most NFL MVPs with 5 times.
I didn't know that one.
What about single season? Doesn't he have some single season ones?
Breeze holds the NFL record for career passing yards, touchdown passes, and completions. Brady ranks number 2 in all 3 of those categories as well. I know they both pass Manning for a bunch. Yeah, he has a bunch of single season records.
Yeah.
4,000 passing yards in a single season. And he did that 14 times.
Yeah, 5-time NFL MVP, 2-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year, Best NFL Player, SB Award, whatever the fuck that means. 14-time Pro Bowl, 17-time First Team All Pro, 3-time Second Team All Pro.
He won 5 Offensive Player MVPs.
It says 2-time on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm also reading Wikipedia. It says 5.
I'm under career awards and records. It says 5 NFL MVPs and 2 NFL Offensive Players.
Maybe someone edited the page in between you two looking it up.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was Roy.
Yeah, right? Most passing yards in a single season, 547. He did that in his last season too, 5,477 yards, 55 touchdowns in a single season. Manning is definitely a top 5 quarterback of all time. 4 of them play in our era, and the 5th one is Dan Marino.
What about
Walter Payton?
I don't know.
Brett Favre.
Joe
top 10
Montana.
I said
Was it-
Montana.
What?
Or did I say Marino?
You said Marino.
I meant Montana. Montana is a top 5. Marino is probably number 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So, did you have more NFL points, Zach?
No, that was my last one.
Any NHL?
No.
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 You said you
no.
had a Connor McDavid one.
No, I said from earlier that I said Nathan McKinnon was. I would still take Nathan McKinnon, but I've said that before in the podcast.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. No, we can move on to our picks because we've been talking a while. Oh, okay. Let's hop into our picks for the 7th week of the NBA season. Got a fair bit of games this week. Each day looks pretty heavy compared to last week where there were 2 days with like 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm sure like 10 of these are going to get postponed anyways just because fuck us, right? But what did I just do there? Okay. So the first game of the week, we start off with the Lakers, and we all took the Lakers to beat the Hawks. We all took the Heat over the Charlotte Hornets. We all took the Cavs over the Wolves. Zach and I took the Knicks. Roy, you took the Bulls. Why?
The Knicks are an L.
Okay. We all took the Bucks over the Blazers. We all took. Roy and I took the Pelicans. Zach, you took the Kings. Why?
Told you. Every time I take the Pelicans, they lose.
Fair. Then we all got the Rockets over OKC. Roy and I chose the Mavs over the Suns. Zach chose the Suns because he said he's taking them all season. And
I would pick them anyways. The Mavs are trash.
Fair.
They're hot garbage.
Then we got the Grizzlies Spurs. I took the Spurs. They both took the Grizzlies. And then to end the day, we got the Nuggets Pistons, and we all took the Nuggets. We move on to February 2nd, and we got the Raptors versus the Magic. Both of the boys took the Raptors. I took the Magic. Then we got the Clippers Nets, and I was actually the only one that took the Nets. They said the Clippers have been playing well. I haven't watched enough basketball to know who's doing what in the league, but I'm going to take KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. And then we got the Grizzlies Pacers. Zach, you took the Pacers. Was that just a
chance to get points?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they win that game.
Then we all took the Blazers, Jazz, and Celtics. I mean, I took the Jazz before I knew they were 11. They've won 11 in a row. But I still would have taken them because the Pistons stuff.
Pistons.
Then we move on to February 3rd. We got the 76ers versus the Hornets. I took the Hornets. They took the 76ers. I'm just hoping the Hornets get lucky and this gives me an extra point, to be honest.
Yeah,
then
probably not. Just going to put you one more game behind.
So then we have 4 more games that we all chose the same. We took the Bucks over the Pacers, the Mavs over the Hawks, the Clippers over the Cavs, and the Heat over the Wizards. Then we move on to the Bulls and the Knicks, and I chose the Knicks because, like I said, I'm taking the Knicks all season. I will not change course. Then we got the Rockets. We all got the Rockets over OKC, the Spurs over the Wolves, the Suns over the Pelicans, and the Celtics over the Kings. And Zach, I guess, never mind, I misread that. I was going to say, Zach, I thought Zach chose the Pelicans for some reason. I was going to say, A, you didn't take the Suns, and B, pick the Pelicans. But we moved to February 4th, and we all got the Jazz over the Hornets. Then we moved to the Warriors and Mavs. I took the Mavs. I'm taking them all season. They took the Warriors. And, then we got the 76ers over the Blazers. We all got the Grizzlies. Myself and Zach have the Rockets over the Grizzlies, and Roy took the Grizzlies. Why, Roy?
Because Ja Morant is goated.
That's fair. And we got the Pelicans over the Pacers, myself and Roy. Zach took the Pacers, and we know why. The Bulls and the Magic, we all took the Bulls. This was a interesting one because Roy deviated course again, decided not to stick to the Raptors all season because they're playing arguably the best team in the league, but Zach held strong.
Third best team in the league.
So the Mavs, the Raptors, then the Nets.
Well, that wouldn't have been my order
Sorry, the
or
Net.
the teams that I would have taken.
Yeah, Pistons, Knicks, then the Nets.
Oh, fair. Then we all got the Bucks against the Cavs. I took the Hornets over the Jazz as another differential, or I can't even say the word, as another point to get me ahead, hopefully. Then
I just drilled my ankle. Oh my god.
so I, for some reason, I took the Bucks to win in the Heat Wizards game.
You can't change it now.
I can't.
Yeah,
We already
yeah.
started.
It's too late.
Oh my god! I don't know what I was thinking.
So that's an L.
I took the Bucks to win twice that day. So wait, if the Bucks win their game, do I win both?
No.
No, because they
Oh my
gotta win the
God.
Heat Wizards game.
Well, I need the Wizards to win. That way, you guys just don't get the point either. Oh my god. Okay, then we got OKC versus the Timberwolves. We all took OKC. Then we got the Suns over the Pistons. And then I took the Celtics over the Clippers. Both of them took the Clippers. Then we moved to February 6th. We got the Knicks Blazers. I took the Knicks. They took the Blazers. We got the Nuggets Kings. We all took the Nuggets. We got the Magic Bulls. Zach, what was your decision here in taking the Bulls?
Now they both suck, so.
It's a toss-up.
Fair.
Yeah.
The Nets and 76ers. To be honest, I thought one of you guys were going to take the 76ers. But we all took the Nets. Hawks, Raptors. I took the Hawks. They took the Raptors. I mean, I'm pretty sure both teams aren't doing very well this season. But
Hawks have
The
been
Hawks?
started
The Hawks
turn
have
it
been-
on again.
yeah, they're six. They're 6 positions
They-
ahead of the Raptors.
They started good and then kind of slowed down and then
Yeah.
picking
Their
it back
D
up.
has been really good lately, so
Yeah.
that's been helping.
And then so we were on the Hawks, Raptors. Yeah,
Bucks,
and then
Cavs.
we moved to the Bucks, Cavs. We all took the Bucks. The Spurs, Rockets. We all took the Spurs. OKC and the Wolves. I took the Wolves. They both took OKC. Again, just another different point. Then the Mavs, Warriors. I take the Mavs all season. They both took the Warriors. I mean, the way the Mavs have been playing, it doesn't surprise me they took them. The Pelicans, Grizzlies. I took the Pelicans. They both took the Grizzlies. Again, the Pelicans are another team. We talked about this last week on the podcast. They're not doing so hot.
Yeah, they're second last right now.
Yeah.
In the West, anyways.
And then I was about to say the easiest pick of this day, but I mean, the Pistons are 2-0 against the Lakers on the season. So, but we all took the Lakers. I also just realized now that I took the Jazz or the Pacers over the Jazz, and that's going to be an L. But I took the Pacers over the Jazz on the
Pacers are
Not
7th.
necessarily.
Yeah,
They
Pacers are
both
pretty good.
They both took the Jazz. I took the Knicks. They both took the Heat. I took the Hornets. They both took the Wizards. Roy and I took the Celtics. Zach took the Suns. And for the final game of the week, we all took the Clippers to beat the Kings. So those are our picks. Currently, Zach is currently losing this week that that will end tomorrow. I have 2 pending punishments. Sneakle has 1. We just got to figure something out. We can figure something out when there's no lockdown anymore in our area. Roy and I can do something because we're in the same area. Zach's a bit further, and I mean, Zach's family's a little bit more exposed with his brother working at a school. So,
Well, he's not right now.
not right now,
no
but
one's in
when
school,
school goes back. I mean, also schools are starting to go back next week in the middle of lockdown, which is weird. Yeah,
Are they?
yeah. One of my nieces, all of London, Ontario, is going back.
Oh, here's definitely not. I don't
No,
think.
God, no, you couldn't do that in Mississauga/Toronto. Any of that area, any of the GTA, you couldn't do it in.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody his address as well?
I mean, he's not. We've talked about it before.
Guys trying to dox me to our 6 viewers.
If you guys have if you have really good eyes, and I mean it's blurred out, but his address is in one of my videos that's completely blurred out. So if you can somehow decipher the blur, you can find Zach's.
It's also just a number.
Just a number. So good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our picks, though, and we can go hop in to talk about entertainment and or gaming. Okay, let's talk about entertainment. First off, I haven't watched it yet, and I honestly doubt either of you have watched it. Has anyone watched WandaVision?
I did. I watched
The
it.
newest one?
I did not.
Yeah, I watched the newest one.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it.
So this week, Roy is the one who watched it, and Zach and I are the odd ones out, whereas last week it was reverse. Today, Zack Snyder announced that his Justice League cut is finally complete. So that's pretty dope.
Oh.
What else? Oh, the Godzilla vs. King Kong trailer came out this week. I don't know if either of you saw it. Anyone have any interest in watching it?
Zero.
Not really, no.
But all I'm going to say right now is Kong dummies Godzilla.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
The crazy thing is,
no idea.
A bunch of people are theorizing that it's not
Theorizing?
Is that not the right word?
Theorizing?
Maybe that's the right word.
That
Probably
they,
that.
they date, make love, and have a child.
Yes.
And it's Kongzilla, and he rules the world.
I mean,
That'd be cool.
It's no weirder
That
than
would
a
be kind of sick. I'd watch that.
There's no difference between that and a donkey and a dragon having sex and a kid in Shrek. They're just as possible. But
Fair.
people believe that that it's not actually King Kong, and that it's Mecha Godzilla, but in a Kong suit. And yeah. And I saw like
are Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla two different things?
There's a bigger version of Godzilla.
He doesn't just go Mecha Godzilla?
No. I saw it all over Twitter, and it's some rapper, I don't even know. I think it was actually KD. It was Kevin Durant who was tweeting about it and how he's excited for it. And they tweeted their theory, and he just responded with like, "Shut up, nerd." I would have to find it. It's in my likes. I'll send it to you guys later if I can find it. But it was just so funny. This kid wrote this huge like Twitter thread about what he thought was gonna happen, and KD just responded with "Shut up, nerd." No. I mean, I might watch it, but I don't know. I might watch it if it comes to like Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
He deleted it. He deleted it. What a loser.
What?
Kevin Durant deleted his tweet.
Oh, true.
So I sent the response in the general chat if it lets me move there. He tweeted this and then "Shut up, nerd," because the guy responded to this theory.
Where does it take place?
I don't know. I did not watch the trailer, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why I asked if either of you watched it. Like I said, I'm only gonna watch it.
If it's on Godzilla's home turf, then I think Godzilla takes it. If it's on King, no. I don't know, man.
You show up to Japan, roll up on Godzilla, we dare you. Or you show up to Kong Island or Skull Island. Kong's gonna.
I don't know. Yeah. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but maybe if it went to theaters and theaters just opened up and it was like the only movie, I would go see it just because I missed the theaters. But other than
honestly, if that's the case, I'll drive up and we'll go with you. I miss the theaters so much. Roy, are you in? Podcast trip.
I'd be down.
To go see Godzilla. That none of us have interest in. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I got nothing.
Is there anything entertainment you guys want to talk about? Because I have one, but I think it's going to be a rather long one. So, you guys have anything?
I don't think so. I mean, there's a Mighty Ducks show coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah, there's also a Monsters Inc. show, which apparently Zach and I have talked about like multiple times.
Yeah,
and I never remember it.
I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but for sure, like we've talked about it before. Yeah.
No, actually, before we hop into what I wanted to talk about, because I want to talk about our Star Wars watch through, because that's what we're currently doing. Zach and I decided last weekend. Let's say we started on.
Or whatever it was 10 days ago.
Yeah, 10 days ago. We have one movie left. Actually, it's one both Zach and I haven't seen, in Solo. It's the last one we have left. And I've enjoyed it so far. There's a lot of stuff I forget about the movies that when I watch it a second time, even though I'm far from gone, I still really enjoy them. And
yeah, he is forever asking me dumbass questions throughout the whole movie.
They're all logical questions.
So dumb.
They're
So
all logical questions.
There was something really dumb you asked me the other, like a movie or two ago, and I remember saying to you, like, okay, I'm not answering your dumb questions for the whole movie.
I don't remember what it was. I do remember that though.
Yeah.
I just don't remember what it was. It was I was so intrigued in it too. My favorite one I've asked you so far though was do you think after Han helped the rebellion that Millennium Falcon sales increase and people went and bought the Millennium Falcon because he was the hero in the Millennium Falcon? So that was my favorite one.
Yeah, and I said no because it was already an out-of-date model in that movie.
Nah, I think people wanted
They
to be
probably
like,
didn't make them anymore.
Yeah,
Also,
go ahead.
it seems like it's like a one of a kind too, because everyone can identify it when they see it.
Yeah.
But there were like a million Millennium Falcons flying around.
So that's fair.
True.
No, I'm excited for Solo tonight, especially as it's the only Star Wars movie I haven't seen, unless there's a bunch of animated ones from the Clone Wars.
I think there's one Clone Wars movie or something like that.
I mean, both Zach and I don't know about you, Roy, because I know you're a big Star Wars fan too. You like The Mandalorian. I'm sure you'll watch the new shows coming as well. One thing I haven't watched is the Clone Wars, and everyone tells me they're the best Star Wars stuff, and they're all canon.
Mm-hmm.
I watched like 3 episodes.
Did you just not like it, or?
Oh, I just didn't want to watch the rest.
Fair.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot. I
There's
think
8
it's long.
seasons, and they're still going.
Yeah.
No, I think they're done. Disney Plus has one that's called like the final season or something like that.
That might be it then.
Yeah.
Lauren said the final season was coming to Disney Plus. It might already be out now. So
I think it was out a while ago. I don't know.
Okay. But no, I think you're gonna. I mean, I know I'm going to upload a video with Zach where we rank them. But
you never asked me. This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Actually, Roy. The only reason I'm talking about it is because Roy brought it up yesterday. Said, "Are you gonna rank them?" And I'm like, I don't know. Probably.
You should do a ranking of every single Star Wars character.
Ooh.
Every single Star Wars character, I'd look at them and I'd be like, I don't remember who this guy is.
No, anybody who's ever appeared on screen.
All the background like workers and stuff. All the stormtroopers.
Oh, you know what I forgot to look for? In one of them, I don't remember which one it is, so that wouldn't help. But there's a Chevy Tahoe in the background of one of them. Like just a truck driving through, and they kept it in. I think Disney might have animated it out, but I would have been cool. Yeah. So my big thing I do want to talk about is two different, but the first one is Matt Groening a time traveler? The creator of The Simpsons. Is he a time traveler? So each week on Pat McAfee's podcast, when he takes a break, he plays a 5-minute clip, and every episode he plays the Matt Groening a time traveler clip, and it's just 5 minutes of him providing every example, the year the Simpsons released it, and the year it happened in real life. So They predicted 9/11, they predicted Trump's presidency, they predicted a 3-eyed fish, they predicted so much. Is Matt Groening a time traveler?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this theory a million times, and here's where it confirms it for me: is the fact that he made Futurama a show about
Pat McAfee says.
Literally time traveling.
That's what Pat McAfee says. It's literally the end of the video. He goes, "You know what? I don't care if any of you believe me, the cherry on top of this, he made a show called Futurama.
Yeah, where the main character literally time travels.
Yeah.
Not in
So-
the same way.
No.
And he,
We
but
don't know how he does it. We don't know how Matt Groening does it.
I mean, he doesn't try and travel he goes to the future by accident, so I doubt it would be the same way Matt Groening does it. So,
I mean, he's got to have a lot of things that don't happen as well, right?
prediction.
I mean, there's a lot of, but can you really put everything? And not as people think it now. If he put everything, it would be confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
maybe he misses some predictions on purpose to throw us off.
Just like when you cheat on a test, you get it.
I don't think he does the writing anymore, though.
Yeah, but most of those examples are in the past.
Yeah. Like,
The
I don't think he's
riots,
done it for
sorry.
a long time.
The most recent one was the riots. He predicted the January 21st riots.
Geez. Yeah, I
Wait,
don't know.
what did he do for that?
Homer and them rioted in Springfield.
Yeah, but
I saw it on Twitter.
some
I
of
mean,
them,
I think-
some of them are stretches, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and like
But-
I think a lot of it is like if you're really paying attention to politics and you're really paying attention to foreign policy and all this stuff and you follow the logical conclusions, like you can figure out a lot of like you could make a prediction too. Especially if you're doing it for satire, like you could be like, "Oh, this would happen," and then it happens. It's like,
How are you predicting? I think it happened in the early 90s that Trump becomes president.
he had been talking about wanting to run for president for like decades.
9/11. They predicted that.
Well, maybe he did it.
Oh, Matt Groening is George Bush confirmed?
We're about to get sued.
We're not going to get sued if the FBI guy listening to our phone is about to. We're going to get swatted.
Jeez.
No.
Doesn't help that you said where I live out on the podcast 5 minutes
I mean, Zach. The amount of times we'll be having Zach will go a few months without doing this. Then I'll get a random he'll make a joke, and then underneath in brackets he'll be like, "Sorry, FBI guy," just out of the blue.
Yeah, I don't want him to think that I'm a bad dude.
True.
I want him to respect me,
That's fair.
I want him to understand when it's satire or something like that.
That's fair. Not a lot of people do.
Yeah, exactly. Especially over text, it's hard
Right.
to read and convey a joke, so you gotta let him know.
And this one, they kind of relate, but I mean, actually, they could very well fully relate. I believe I've talked about this with you before, Zach. I don't know if you and I have talked about this, Roy, but we have to discuss it because I saw the world's most concerning TikTok of all time last night. Does the Monopoly Man have a monocle? Yes or no?
He doesn't.
Without looking it up, yes or no?
I know it's one of them. I forget which one it is, though.
I think
'Cause
it's
I
that
saw
we
this as
remember that
well.
he does, but he doesn't.
But he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so this girl posted this TikTok running around her house. She's like, I've been up all night thinking about this because I grew up with the Monopoly Man having a monocle. And I also remember the Monopoly Man having a monocle. And so this guy actually went and grabbed it's super old Monopoly game. You could tell by the case and everything. Older version released years ago. The guy doesn't have a monocle on face view. He then pulls out his mad old Nokia phone, zooms in on the monocle, on the eyes, and the guy is wearing a monocle on the phone. That blew my mind.
That's definitely edited.
I mean, that's perfect editing then, because he edited the video inside the Nokia phone.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are
What?
good, man. Some people, but
What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Think of the
Some of the
effect?
Mandela effects are fake because, okay, so for the one for Star Wars where he says, "Luke, no, I am your father," and it's
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father.
That's just people misquoting it.
No, it's not. It's George Lucas editing his movie.
Oh, he edited it?
Yeah, he changed the original screening in theaters said, "Luke, I am your father," and then he edited it after to say, "No, I am your father."
That's dumb. That bothers me.
Oh.
So, and
But-
it's like the same thing. Like if you watch when we watch Star Wars and the Force Ghost at the end of the third movie. I forgot the name of it, but
Yeah.
When they come up, like he edited it so that it would be that
Hayden
Anakin
Christensen.
Skywalker would be Hayden Christensen. Yeah, like he edits his movies all the time.
It drives me insane. But then you got this like, well, you got the one it's named after with Nelson Mandela, where people thought he died in prison and then he died. I think it was in 2012.
Okay, but that makes no sense. I don't know why people would think the whole thing was he became the president. Like, why would he have died in prison?
You got the spelling of Berenstein, the spelling of the word Berenstein. You got the Fruit of Loom underwear.
Berenstein is just people don't know how to spell.
Yeah, and when you're a kid and you're watching it, you have no idea. Right? You have no idea.
Yeah, like
you just say however you can pronounce it.
The ones
yeah, exactly.
Are the Fruit of Loom one, because I could have sworn they had a cornucopia, and they never have had a cornucopia on the logo.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what a cornucopia is.
It's the giant horn on Thanksgiving.
Fruit of the Loom, isn't it? They just have some fruits on there, don't they?
Yeah, isn't it just like grapes or something?
Everyone used to think there was a cornucopia, and I even asked my brother-in-law too. He's like, "There's definitely a cornucopia."
No
and
shot.
Well, I mean,
I just remember. I remember it being.
At it right now. I'm looking at.
I remember it being
man.
grapes.
Yeah, I remember grapes.
Spelling of Kit Kat. The spelling of Fruit Loops.
Wait, how's Kit Kat spelled?
Kit Kat has a dash, apparently.
Oh, the dash.
Apparently, it's always had a dash.
No, it doesn't have a dash.
Yeah, sorry. People used to think it had a dash.
I was gonna say it has a dash. I didn't think it had a dash.
And then the spelling of Fruit Loops. I always thought it was Fruit Loops.
Oh, it's FRO with the Fruit Loops. Yeah.
There's just a bunch of examples, like you said. The Mandela, the
I feel like the Fruit Loops one is just assuming that it's spelled like the fruit.
Because I mean, the Fruit Loops thing is their logo is with the two Fruit Loops in it.
Yeah, but I think where people say it's a Mandela effect is that people just assumed it was spelt the way fruit is spelt. Like they didn't take in to look at the logo, like look actually at the logo. So I don't know.
So there's
we out here debunking Mandela.
Looney Tunes. The spelling of Looney Tunes.
Looney, isn't it?
Looney.
Spell tunes.
Toons.
Nope.
No, it's a normal tunes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Tunes was.
I didn't really watch a lot of Looney
like
Tunes
that. I watched a lot of Looney Tunes. That was my favorite show.
Sex and the City.
Never watched it, so I wouldn't know.
That's that.
It's just people quoting it wrong, and a lot of them are...
Pikachu's tail, Kit Kat.
What's wrong with Pikachu's tail?
Pikachu's.
See, like that's one I would never notice.
It used to have black on. Everyone used to think it had black on the end of the tail, and it's always been all yellow. I also thought.
I thought it had something on the end too. I thought it was brown.
No, I'm pretty sure there's got to be a design where it has black on the end of. Pikachu has like a million different designs, so there's definitely one that has black on the end.
I don't know this one, but apparently people thought C3PO had a silver leg, but that goes into the George Lucas conversation. The quote from Forrest Gump. People always think it was life is like a box of chocolates, and its life was like a box of chocolates.
Which makes sense because he was talking about his life in the past.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. It's magic mirror on the wall.
So many are just people misquoting it.
Yeah.
And then you because a lot of it is people never even watched these movies or anything. Yeah. And like the Luke one, I never watched Star Wars and I knew that quote.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, exactly. I could have thought it was anything, but
people say
when I was a kid I didn't watch Snow White, but people said mirror, mirror on the wall, so I was like, it's Snow White, right? Where that's from?
One of the most common ones is people knowing that are thinking there are 52 states instead of 50, but that's just poor learning.
I thought that when I was in like grade 4, and then I found out there was 50 and not 52, and
I think I thought that there was 51
True.
states, yeah.
Oh, apparently one of the most common ones is the location of the castle at Disney. People
I've never been.
People thought that oh yeah, you also don't like travel. People thought that the castle is right where you enter the park, but it's actually a bit further back. I don't know. I want to talk about that after seeing the Monopoly Man one because the Monopoly Man one really tripped me out. But no, we can go into your takes now.
Oh, true. Yeah, true. Okay.
No, we're gonna cut.
Yeah, we're gonna cut.
Okay, let's hop into Zach's picks.
Okay, here we go.
His picks.
I did that last week too.
I know. Brutal. First one. Pomegranate is a goated fruit.
Don't eat them.
Oh, come on. You gotta get the pomegranate cups. They do it for you, so you don't have to pick out all the seeds. Goated.
Sorry, did you say pomegranate is a good fruit?
Yeah. Goated fruit.
The only experience I have with pomegranate was in university. We did like each residence.
No, I didn't know my pomegranate take was gonna go into a deep-winded story. I'm just kidding. Go for it. Go for it.
See, Zach didn't participate in anything in university, so he didn't get to have the same amount of fun.
Oh, whatever.
I
had lots of fun on my own. Staying in my program.
Whoa. I graduated in my program. I'm content. But the university held an event where all the residencies competed against each other in a bunch of activities, and one of them was a bake-off. So you had to make an app, entree, and dessert. And the dessert needed to have pomegranate and celery. And we went and got pomegranate from Freshco, got some chocolate, and we were gonna do chocolate covered pomegranate and celery. And we burnt the absolutely living shit out of the fucking pomegranate. It was our whole floor smelled like it.
Also, I had no idea we had a bake-off in residence.
Also, I have some breaking news.
What?
Matt Stafford.
No way.
Has been traded to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for two future first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Jared Goff.
Holy shit!
Jeez.
So I'm a Rams fan now. Let's go.
Oh, let's go Rams.
Let's go Rams.
I gotta text my brother. Holy shit!
We're breaking the news on the podcast.
Yeah,
that won't be out for a couple days.
That is huge.
Does that make the Rams OP or what?
That's just a lot to give up.
Yeah, didn't you guys say he's older now too?
He's 32.
They're shooting for a Super Bowl though.
I think it's definitely an upgrade over Goff.
I mean, Pat McAfee said on his show that he thinks if Stafford played anywhere else, Stafford would be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Facts.
2 firsts and a third.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff for just Stafford. Wow.
There you go. That's a big trade, I guess. I don't know. Tanner looks stunned.
Yeah, I'm just reading all the tweets about it.
Oh,
that is crazy.
There was just like a weird silence there, and I was like kind of looking at Tanner because he looked confused.
And I didn't expect it. LA wasn't in his top 5. His top 5. Wow. Also, Deshaun Watson took Houston out of his bio and added a new DM for football inquiries if
I saw that on
owners want to get in contact with them.
Yeah, I saw that on the score earlier today. That kind of made me laugh.
Nuts. I wanted to see if I could pull up the trade destin. Oh, I think I sent it in Cold Takes, Roy. Oh, sorry, in Gamer Pals. The list of trade destinations for Stafford.
I don't know.
I can't remember. No.
If you Google it now, it's just all going to come up about the trade.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
so,
And Stafford is that when you Google Stafford, that's all that comes up. So
yeah.
Or sorry, look for him on Twitter. Yeah, that's nuts. Sorry, Zach. That interrupted pomegranates. But
I think we were done with pomegranate now.
wow.
Trying to say that my take about pomegranates was less interesting?
Yes.
Oh, man. Ruthless. It's only because you ruined it with your story. Your shite story about burning them.
If I wouldn't mess up the podcast, I would have left so many times because I've been so bullied.
Okay, I'll go on to my next take. Rice Krispie Squares are underrated.
So back when I was eating like
here we go.
Disgusting mother. They are underrated. I agree. Go ahead.
No, go ahead and do story.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I think they're rated.
Oh.
Like they're fairly rated?
Yeah.
I feel like no one has them. Like, I don't know. Like, when was the last time you saw someone eat a Rice Krispie Square? The only reason I've had them lately is because my little brother loves them and my mom buys them. And they're like, she gets like the small ones. They're a solid snack.
Homemade ones are way better too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
They're easy to make. It's
Those
just
are great.
marshmallows and Special K cereal or whatever.
You gotta make like a giant ball of it. Those are the best.
Those are good. Rice Krispie Square. I love Rice Krispie Squares now that I've had them.
Yeah.
Okay. My next take is gonna be, I think, a little bit of a pot stir. Vegetables over fruit.
Heck no. Fruit like taste wise.
Taste wise, I think fruit tastes better.
But here's the thing. I can have vegetables with every meal, right? Except for like breakfast. I'm not gonna have vegetables for breakfast. But lunch and dinner, I have breakfast I have a fruit maybe like once in a while.
I think fruits are just like like an apple has a high amount of sugar in it, but it's just natural sugars.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that. It's just I mean like here's the thing. If I'm gonna an apple is like kind of filling. Like I'm gonna have to be hungry to have an apple or like
apples are super filling.
Yeah, like I gotta be hungry to have an apple. If I'm hungry, I'm just gonna have my meal, like my lunch or something. Like I rarely eat like.
I drink a lot of like fruit smoothies.
My sister's been making those recently, so yeah, I have. Those are tough to add for like my weight loss tracker because like they like I would have to figure out every.
Yeah, you'd have to weigh everything.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can put the thing on the food scale, drop it in, zero it, drop it in, zero it, right? But
I usually just get a knock on my door, like, "Hey, there's a fruit smoothie. You want it?"
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I just for me, like, there's a lot of good fruit, but like, there's so many good vegetables that I have all the time, like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, so good.
I would rather have a nice salad. Like a nice filled vegetable salad with some meat and stuff. Like you said, you can have it with each. Yeah. You can have it with every meal. Whereas I'd much rather have a salad than a bowl of fruit, or like a fruit cup.
I do like fruit bowls, but like that's what I mean. Like,
but fruit is a solid snack.
Yeah, like, fruit is a solid snack.
Would you rather have fruit juice or vegetable juice?
Oh, the fruit juice. But
fruit juice, yeah.
There we go.
Fruit juice. No, that's changing it to a different state. That's changing it to a different state.
Exact same. Well, so does the smoothie.
Yeah, the smoothie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Natural fruit juices are probably not as good as the fruit because you're buying fruit juice and there's a bunch of artificial flavoring in there. If you get like, but
Yeah, I
like,
mean, people love those Caesar drinks too. So
yeah. Oh,
Oh, those are.
See,
Oh, yeah, those
do
are
you like
good.
Caesars?
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
See,
god, that's
I don't
disgusting.
like them because I don't want alcohol and spicy together. But
That's fair.
uh, like
No, go ahead.
uh, it's
I
just weird. Like to me, that's a weird combination. But people love them.
yeah. No, I think that like changing it to a juice takes a lot with it because you add so much artificial flavoring and sugar, and Zach and I used to drink, what was it called? We bought it at Fresh Fruite for like $1, and they're the
So
giant
bad. That's
jugs.
not even
Yeah,
fruit juice.
those
That shit's just
Yeah,
freaking.
and-
That's not even fruit juice.
used-
We used to drink it because it was like $1 for like a
Here's the
jug.
thing. I used to drink like 2 or 3 of those a day.
Yeah, those are
Like,
so bad for you.
A half of a cup of that is like 30 grams of sugar.
Yeah, but they used
Ooh.
to do like those deals at like Fresco or something where it was like four of them for like
yeah.
$4 or
Yeah.
something like that. It was like, I'm
Yeah,
stacking up.
yeah, you're right
But
about
yeah,
like the vegetables going with more because like
yeah, like
you're not putting fruits on pizza.
No.
yeah,
No. Whoa.
pineapple. Yeah, but that's
Pineapple
why.
No, no,
Yeah,
garbage on
I'm
pizza.
not a fan of pineapple on pizza. I'm not a fan of baked fruit. Like baked fruit
That's fair.
is weird to me.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
like
mind. I
the
wouldn't mind cold
It
pizza,
it
pineapple on pizza.
actually like
Don't cook it and put it on top.
the like dried mangoes and stuff.
Yeah, like dried banana chips or something like that. Those are okay, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, like when you bake it, it changes its flavor. Like you put,
I agree.
I don't know, pineapple on pizza is
But
weird to me.
when you bake a nice pie, that's
Oh,
delicious.
That's fair, but they also add a lot of stuff to that
Yeah,
pie,
yeah, yeah.
those apples and
you
stuff
also
like
add filling. Like
that. Yeah,
unless you're making like an apple pie where you cut the apples yourself, you're usually adding filling
yeah.
that's processed, has stuff in it.
It's usually got like syrup in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I knew that one would be a pod stir, but definitely, like that's what I'm saying. Like vegetables, you can have with like pretty much everything. Fruit, like you
Yeah.
pretty much have to have it on its own, and like I rarely do that unless my snack for that day is an apple
that's fair.
or something like that. Okay. My next take, not food related. Night at the Museum movies are
Suck.
goated.
I
You
mean,
say they suck?
The two movie franchises that I think are like some of the most overrated, that just no one really talks about them a lot.
No one talks about Night at the Museum ever. It's underrated.
But when it comes up to people, they say it's good. They
Yeah,
like
I
it.
love Night at the Museum. The first one at
Whereas
least. The second one's okay, but the 1st one's
I'm
goated.
gonna transition and use 2 of these. I find they're in the same category of the National Treasure movies, where people talk about them and everyone loves them.
I
But
watched the
think
National Treasure
I think
movies for the first time in my life, like
you
a year
messaged me
ago.
about them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
I
that
thought
bad.
I just think both aren't very good.
They're like it's like a kid's Da Vinci Code, and the Da Vinci
Yeah.
Code sucks too. So,
That's it.
But, like,
I don't think Night at the Museum is that good.
what about you, Roy? How do you feel about it?
you know what a better movie with a museum in it is?
What?
What?
Paddington.
I haven't seen it, but I want to. I've heard it's sick.
Paddington's great.
It's got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that
I
too.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
It's
It's
Paddington
fast.
2 is like the best rated movie of all time or something like that,
Mm.
which is crazy because it's just a
Have you seen
freaking
them?
CGI bear.
Wait, did you say had you seen them, Zach?
No, Roy said he's seen it. I said I want to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Is it a Disney movie?
No,
I don't
think
think
so.
so.
Also, speaking of Disney, I found out that we can actually watch the 3 of us if we wanted to do a watch together for something.
Oh, we can.
Because I joined on my phone and on the thing at the same time. That's why I texted you. I said it might have said I left, but
No, yeah, you were still there.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Next time, unless Roy wants to watch Solo with us tonight.
I'm passing on that one.
Roy's, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you think of it?
It's all right.
Okay. There's a lot of Zach texted me beforehand because when we were starting our watch show, he said that Everything he's heard about it is either people really like it or people don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It looked kind of good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like it. There's
Yeah.
not really many Star Wars movies I don't like. I don't
I
think
will
there's
s-
really any, to be honest. I kind of
I
like them
like
all.
I liked Rogue One a bit more yesterday.
I think Rogue One, if you're talking about in terms of like a movie, the quality of a movie is probably the highest quality movie
For sure.
in Star
For
Wars.
sure.
But
I'm just not a big fan of the story.
Honestly, last night we were watching it super late, and I was tired as shit. But I
fell asleep
still,
at one point.
yeah, I still enjoyed it. I was so tired. It was like I think 3 at one point. I was like, oh.
No, we finished it at 2:48.
Okay, yeah. So it was like 2:30 or something. I was just so tired.
I was so glad you said the day before when we watched the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I was so glad when you're like no Discord, and I'm like perfect because I'm gonna pass out probably halfway through this.
Yeah.
And no, worst part was last night. It might just be the movie because the first time I saw Rogue One, I fell asleep in theaters. Last night, as I watched it, I fell asleep. I was falling asleep, and then I kept waking myself up. I didn't fall asleep as badly last night, but I then was up for the next. I didn't go to bed till like 5:30 because I couldn't fall asleep. I'm like, why couldn't I be this awake when I was watching the goddamn movie?
Yeah, that's the worst because you kind of force yourself to wake up and then you're
Yeah.
awake. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you mean. All right, I'll move on to the next
yeah.
take. Okay. We kind of talked about this already. Team championships are a bad indicator for a player's overall legacy.
I agree, and
To an extent,
an extent. Yeah.
You have to win something. I think.
I agree. I mean, we discussed this
But
before we
just
started.
because someone's won more than someone else, and they're like, say we're comparing like two players that are like relatively good and like on the same level. Like you're not saying like, oh, Bill Russell's then the greatest player of all time, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like two players that are relative, just because a player has more championships, doesn't mean that they're automatically better. I think that's a bad indicator for the player's legacy.
We got into this argument, and I mentioned this to you guys. We got in this argument the other day in my fantasy football chat where people said that someone said LeBron James was the greatest athlete of all time, which honestly I agree with. But
athletic ability, he might be.
They started arguing that Brady could be up there, and I mean, fair. The man's 45 and playing some of the best football in his life. But they all went on to say, "Oh, football's way more of a team sport. Like Brady only plays half the game because he's not on defense, and it's tough." But I do agree that, like, if your team just wins championships, and like, it's tough because like Michael Jordan won what 6 rings?
Yeah.
6 rings, and I mean he had a good team.
His team was great. They were great, not just good.
We're saying this now, but I don't think that discredits Jordan. But I think
it doesn't discredit you, but it doesn't like make you overwhelmingly great either.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
because you were on a great team.
The new argument against LeBron is that LeBron's had all these great players throughout his career, and Jordan had nobody. That's like the new thing I've been seeing all the time.
Cleveland had no one when he won.
No, they always put in like washed up players, and they're like LeBron had all these guys.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, LeBron has done more with nobody, more than anyone. He's never won with nobody. Like, he always needed stars, which nobody won with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Except, like, Dirk, but his team was really good. But, like, LeBron's gone to the finals with absolute scrubs multiple times.
Who'd he win with in Cleveland? Was it Kyrie?
Kyrie and Love.
And J.R. Smith, I guess. He was there, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
J.R. Smith was a star, sure. I mean, he did have a huge Game 6 in that series that they won.
Why did I think that he was a star?
I mean, he's a shooter. He's a good shooter.
Marcus Smart's probably out for the season.
Uh-oh.
That's a big player.
Is Achilles?
It's trending in Canada.
Yeah, I saw Achilles. I didn't know who it was, though.
Yeah,
I didn't click on it.
Shannon Sharp tweeted That looked like smart calf pop. Hopefully it's not the Achilles. Get well soon.
Yeah, that's tough.
And I saw Kenny Beachman by name, by pronunciation.
I don't know who that is.
Roy does.
Yeah, king of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he tweeted. He was tweeting a bunch of sad tweets like, "Nah, bro, this one hurts more than any loss. I'm so sad," and just stuff. And it's now, it's that, I guess.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I love Marcus Smart. He's one of those guys that like you want on your team. He works so hard, and he's a good player. I mean, he pretty much single-handedly took the Raptors out in the series last. Like, if he didn't play the way he did, the Raptors win that series in the bubble. Marcus Smart's never shot that well in his life, but geez, yeah.
That's fair.
Hopefully he gets better soon. Hopefully it's not an Achilles.
Damian Lillard had a buzzer beater for the win, 3-point buzzer beater.
Jeez.
Maybe that's what he was talking about.
Big day in sports.
Yeah, because he's a Bulls fan. So that's probably what he was talking about. Because they lost on a buzzer beater.
I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know that?
Oh, that's tough.
I don't know. You brought him up though, like you knew
because he was tweeting all the sad stuff, so I assumed it was about Marcus Smart. He usually does that.
He was a Celtics fan, eh?
No. I knew he was a Bulls fan. Because he always tweets about the Bulls games. What was your next point, Zach?
My next take?
Yeah.
Okay. My next take is that Netflix and YouTube are still miles ahead of any other streaming platform.
Yeah. Fact.
I don't know, man. I really like Crave. For those of you who are American, Crave is a streaming platform in Canada that also carries HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
So you get
Crave is good, but I don't think its UI is even close.
I was about to say that the UI on Netflix is by far the best UI on any streaming platform. The worst is hands down Amazon Prime.
Prime Videos is trash.
Sorry. Second worst is Prime Videos. Zach knows what I'm going to say is the worst.
Crunchyroll is the absolute worst.
Zach hates Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll is straight garbage.
So they just got bought, though, so who knows?
Yeah, Sony might make it better.
Well, they own Funimation. They're just going to mold it to.
No, yeah, exactly.
In my opinion.
Funimation technically bought Crunchyroll, but Funimation's owned by Sony, so. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's UI is really good, too. YouTube is kind of like, here's the thing. YouTube Premium, no one cares about. Yeah, like, I don't, but, like, YouTube is still a streaming site.
They had one good show in Cobra Kai, and it's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
That was on YouTube?
It started on YouTube. Yeah, it started as YouTube original. Yeah, well, here's the thing with the YouTube Premium thing is I think they focused on trying to convert their YouTube stars into YouTube Premium stars
instead of get people to pay.
And try instead of making new original content with actual like actors and directors and stuff like that. And it just like if I'm a Logan Paul fan or something, and I can watch him free on his channel, I'm not going to pay to watch a TV show that he's in.
Really
awful acting. Logan Paul.
Yeah, I thought it did really well.
He like directed a whole movie on the airplane.
Yeah, I thought one did really well.
And the one he directed and he starred in with all the other influencers is like one of the worst rated movies ever. Like it's complete garbage.
What's it called?
I'm pretty sure it's called Airplane, isn't it?
Airplane Mode or something.
Yeah. But then I think the other one he was supposed to do, didn't they cancel one of his movies or something once he
It has a 3.4 on
IMDb.
Yes. I don't even
because it came out like 2 or 3 years after they filmed, and it was all references from like 2017. So it just made no sense.
Also, it doesn't have a score on Tomatoes. Not a single critic or tomato have commented on it.
But yeah, like that was YouTube's like big problem was giving like when they should have just focused on making like if you want to be a TV streaming site, do what all the other ones are doing and get been on those shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Have you
YouTube is still the best in terms of like free content everywhere. Like it's really good.
So
Yeah.
Roy and I have this conversation a lot. If YouTube had a better streaming UI, they would be the number one streaming site in the world they would beat Twitch in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they don't promote it though.
They don't promote it, and like, so like I obviously stream on YouTube, and like it's so hard to find the gaming section.
Yeah.
If you're on PC, it's so hard. Like you gotta scroll to the bottom, and then it doesn't even tell you in order the best games.
Yeah, if they promoted like the streamers on their front homepage a lot more, I'm sure it would be number one. But
Yeah, they gotta or they just need to create like two tabs, like one a normal YouTube and then one like a live streaming one.
Yeah,
Honestly,
exactly.
though, I liked when they moved gaming to its own channel.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
It didn't work, but if they can find a way to work that.
Yeah.
The thing
I mean, I still think YouTube is a goated streaming service.
I mean, it beats everyone else for free content. The only thing that might ever catch it, I believe, is TikTok.
Yeah, I don't think it will though. YouTube is like
it's like a completely different thing.
It's a different platform.
Yeah. All the TikTokers, all the big TikTokers are trying to move over to YouTube anyway.
Yeah, because they'll make bank.
They'll make way more money, yeah. And I mean, I think TikTok will stay for a while. But yeah, YouTube is always going to be the best for free content.
Well, and if YouTube can nail down shorts, then
I mean, yeah, and they also like they don't have to pay for their content. Like when they stop paying, they don't have to pay for their content besides through ads, which they pay most of the revenue from.
Yeah, they don't pay their content creators like TikTok does.
And they don't have a say in their content creators' work. So I mean, and then Netflix is for actual like TV shows, movies, and stuff. I just think is the best. Their UI is so good. As much as I think Disney Plus's is laid out well, it takes forever to load up.
And it takes forever. Like if you're looking for a show, it's hard to find. Like you'll start typing stuff in, and it will start suggesting stuff that might not even be related to it.
Yeah, when I look for Star Wars movies, if I don't click on the little Star Wars thing and I type in the specific movie, it won't pop up.
Yeah, so
I have to like go find it.
When you're like watching the like a show, the next episode thing doesn't come up.
Yeah, it does.
Until it doesn't for me. It never has. Or I have to watch all the credits and then the next episode will start playing.
So if that happens, there might be something at the end.
Yeah, but there's never nothing. It's just credits or something.
And I always get it. I don't know about you, Zach.
I always have to go
mine
back.
will towards the end it'll like minimize and be like, oh, next episode or something like that. Yeah. But it's always like way into the credits or something. Yeah, I know what Roy means.
And then what else was it? Like the continue watching. Like like on Netflix, it's right at the top and you click it.
Mm-hmm.
And then well, for like WandaVision, I always have to go to the thing, like to the title of it, click on it, and then scroll a bit over to whatever episode I'm on.
Yeah.
Like it'll never.
And if I leave the tab on a show I'm watching on Disney Plus and I go do something else, I always come back and the format's off or something, or it's like lagging and stuff and freezes. I'm like, oh my god.
One thing I noticed, because I'm pretty sure both of you don't watch streaming stuff on your phone, right?
No, never.
No.
I usually watch Disney Plus on my phone. And Zach was actually saying this yesterday too. Apparently I kept fast forwarding and rewinding it.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting notifications that I was doing it because of how like smooth the touch is. Like if you barely go over it, and even if it's not on your screen, it auto does it. So, but another thing is if you double tap the screen, like even by accident, if like you press it to look at like how much time left you have, and you press it again to like so it disappears off the screen, it closes the show. So it's really annoying. But one thing I did want to ask, have either of you tried Apple TV yet?
No, I wanted to watch that one show with Jason Sudeikis, the soccer show, because it looks good.
I'll give you my login.
Okay, dope.
Because I have I got
Apple, don't watch this, but yeah.
I mean yeah, I got 2 years free Apple TV. So
Oh, dope. Yeah, I just wanted to watch that one show.
that one looks good, and then there's another one that looks really good. I don't remember because
The
on
morning show or something with
no,
Jennifer Aniston, and
I don't remember what it was.
I think there's one with Jason Momoa too.
DAZN only shows like the same. Sorry, DAZN. No, DAZN. That's
No,
right.
DAZN.
the first time, yeah.
DAZN only shows like the same like 9 commercials all day, and
Mhm.
one of them was the Apple Apple TV one, and I saw 2 shows on there I wanted to watch.
See, what's great about football or soccer on DAZN is there's no commercials except for during halftime or something like that.
Man,
I'm sure for football, like American football, there's like
the
a million
US can
commercials
never.
still.
They can never. They make so much money on ad rev.
Yeah.
A single Super Bowl 30-second TV commercial, $1 million.
Which is crazy to me. Like, I would give Mr. Beast like 10 grand and be like, yo, I'm gonna see the same amount.
He gets way more than that.
Okay, but it's not $1 million. I'd give Mr. Beast for an ad read. I doubt it.
It's getting up there now. It is.
Oh, really?
David bought how many Teslas?
He probably they were probably giving him like he bought like 2, and I'm sure so like 100 grand, like 100 grand.
A Model X.
150, 200 grand. That's still so much less than $1 million for 15 million views.
Yeah, but
20 million
Mr.
views.
Beast is getting a lot more. Yeah, I think the prices are going up and up every year for the Super Bowl.
True, yeah, because like
I think Mr. Beast is like $1 million if you want like an ad read on his video now.
Last season, they had 99.9 million viewers in the U.S. alone for the Super Bowl. So $1 million is. I honestly would say it was more.
I mean, it probably is more than
I think it is.
I'd read.
I know Casey Neistat. He with Samsung, he had a deal. He did like a full video recording with a Samsung phone, and that was worth was it $1 million?
It is now up to $5.6 million
for a Super Bowl ad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is nuts. I actually think that I got 1 million from Mr. Beast because Mr. Beast was a few years ago. They went to the Super Bowl and they did subterfuge behind one of the field goal posts, and they said in the video they wanted to do an ad, a 30-second ad, but they were told $1 million, and Mr. Beast said no. You know what's crazy? Mr. Beast keeps tweeting out like, "Hey, any big companies want to give me like $5 million? I promise it will be the best return on your investment." And he tags so many companies, and no one answers them.
Yeah, I mean, like the YouTuber thing still has kind of that stigma behind it, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you could pay like half the amount as a Super Bowl ad to get it on like Mr. Beast channel, who does pretty much Super Bowl numbers like regularly, and his fans are probably more dedicated than some guy who's just gonna laugh at your commercial and not care.
Yeah, like you're like a YouTube posting an ad, an actual ad read is gonna get so much more traffic to whatever you're advertising than a commercial on the Super Bowl. Because everybody,
like if you're a fan of David Dobrik or something, and like he tells you he loves a product, that's gonna mean so much more than watching a little video after. That's interrupting your freaking Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't even have to be just even that big. Like Roy and I have been watching Exposed, a slot streamer. The man gives away a bit of money on Roulette, and people go and play. And Roulette knows if we give this guy money, we're gonna make more money than running a 30-second commercial because these people are gonna take their free $20, blow it in 10 seconds, have fun playing the game they just watched a streamer play, and dump more money into the website.
Yeah, that's.
Mr. Beast had 3 billion views last year, according to Forbes. But I'm sure it was probably more than that.
Which is and 3 billion is insane. So I mean.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. They're saying Mr. Beast only made 24 mil last year.
There's
Not
no
a
way.
chance.
That's probably maybe just his YouTube earnings and then like his ads and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any more takes?
I've got like 3 more.
Okay, we can go through them. How long are we at?
We're at 34 minutes.
All right. I'll move on to my next take now.
Okay.
Jake Paul beating Ben Askren is not crazy.
I disagree.
Well, I made a bet with Tanner on this one.
Here's the thing. If it was a UFC match, Jake Paul would get absolutely slaughtered.
I don't think he last 10 seconds in the ring.
Ben Askren is one of the best wrestlers the UFC saw for a while. But Ben Askren is one of the worst strikers the UFC has seen.
Man, I've been watching
And
some
boxing,
of his footage.
Yeah. And boxing is a completely different sport to UFC. And Jake's much more trained might be much more trained in boxing than Ben Askren is.
I'm not worried.
It's a completely different sport. You saw McGregor. McGregor went a long way with Mayweather. I mean, Mayweather dominated him, but he went toe to toe with Mayweather.
I have a question.
McGregor's a way better striker than Ben Askren ever was.
First off, is it?
I won my best tonight.
Hi, Marissa.
I won my bets tonight.
Hello.
Wow. She won her bets for the first time.
How much she make?
Go.
Like $250.
Oh,
Hey,
congrats.
let's go.
Roy stopped betting. Marissa started. No, first off, is it an exhibition fight or is it an actual fight?
I don't know, but I don't think it matters. They're both going to try.
Okay, that wasn't my question. And Jake Paul is not knocking out Ben Askren.
I'm not saying he's knocking out, but he could beat him on the
will
cards.
probably not knock him out.
So it's going to come down to decision, or Askren knocks out Paul.
Yeah, I mean, have we seen Jake Paul really get rocked? I don't know. Like, you get dropped. There's something.
Okay. He fought Deji and Nate Robinson.
Yeah, and didn't he fought Gibb too? No real fights.
Yeah.
So,
actually, you know what? If Deji had trained, he might have won that fight.
Deji was his hardest one.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Yeah. So I see also how many rounds is it? Is it a 12-round fight?
No.
It's probably gonna be 5 or 6. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say if it's 12, Jake doesn't last 12 rounds.
Yeah. It won't be.
I mean, here's the thing: if Ben Askren buzzes Jake, he is probably gonna win because we'll have to see how Jake takes getting hit.
But I don't know if he can with the punches.
I don't know if he can. Yeah. Ben is not a good fighter.
Jake Paul's the favorite
striker. Is he?
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
Oh, I went to Jake's Twitter to try and find the. It's an 8-round pro boxing match. I don't think Jake can last 8 rounds.
We'll see how conditioned he is. He's got to show up in shape. I mean, Ben hasn't fought in a while.
Yeah, but Ben, I'm sure the rounds are much longer.
Hey, and Jake's getting trained by Masvidal.
Apparently, all Jake does is train too for the past 3 years. That's all. He literally.
Yeah,
that's like all he does.
He looks like he's taking boxing actually seriously. So, if he is, like, it's not crazy.
I'm not worried.
You should be.
Give me your money.
I'm gonna be excited to make $50 that night.
All right, I'll go on to my next take.
Take it all and put it on red.
Bradley Beal needs to leave Washington.
Yes.
This isn't a hot take.
Yeah,
I think everyone's
that's
gonna
just
agree
the
with
right
this one.
take.
Yeah, this one's just obvious. Washington's in shambles. He needs to leave.
Just the picture of him sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Didn't his wife or girlfriend or something tweet I'm sick of this shit too or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man. Okay, I'll go on to my next take, which is my last one. And I don't know how you guys are gonna take this. Aliens have been to Earth.
Oh.
That's my take.
I could see it, and that's why there's been no contact. They've been here. They've seen the shambles we're in.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of like scientists who think like there's aliens have been here, like physicists and stuff.
I think they came here way back in the day,
Yeah.
and there's nothing here,
So they just.
Ooh,
so they just dipped.
maybe.
Here's the thing. My theory is: are we saying if aliens are real, and I believe they are? I'm sure you guys do too.
Mhm.
Mm.
Do they
Why
have
they've
light
been
speed
here.
technology?
Yeah, see, that
Well,
would be the thing. They'd have to be
the ones that I think have been here would probably have to.
So
Would
then,
have to
they'd
have
be
some way
so
of getting here.
advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so then because we can't travel light years. It's ridiculous how long a light year is.
Mhm.
We'll never know, but they could come here whenever and check up on us. So that's my only thing with they came here and
I
saw
think
nothing.
they're probably just disinterested with what's
Yeah.
going on. I think
Yeah,
maybe like I think the government has some sort of like device that's of alien technology that they don't want to.
Okay,
Like some government somewhere.
hold up. So okay, sorry, that's a better statement. Some
Yeah.
government somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing is, and it all depends on how much trust was actually put into him. You're telling me Donald Trump didn't drop the ball with the secret that aliens are real?
I don't think
they
he'd
don't
know.
tell the presidents.
I don't think he'd know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's entirely possible that like that it could be controlled by a privatized system.
That's
What
fair.
what's that one scientist that used to work at
Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I've
ever
seen that.
listened to
I've seen
him?
that too. Yeah, it's crazy.
He
The
says
shit
some
he knew.
crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and
was
like he was
talking
right
about
about a lot of it,
he
which
was
is
talking
crazy.
about how they had like UFOs that were like super quick,
Hmm.
like flying all over the place.
Yeah, that like back then couldn't move like that,
Yeah.
and like all he had like he brought like 14 friends to go see it, and they all to this day like say they saw it. So which
Yeah.
is crazy.
I'm shocked he hasn't mysteriously disappeared.
Well, they
Apparently
ruined his life.
there's been a
Yeah,
lot of attempts too
yeah.
The
on
U.S.
him.
government hates
Also,
that.
also he like predicted like back then that there would be that there was this element, and then
Yeah.
it was found, like a new element was found like years later, like decades later, which is crazy.
That's nuts, man. I've always been someone. There's a lot of conversation about people think too much. Do ghosts exist? That's not what I'm worried about.
Now I want to
Fuck
know if I
ghosts.
want to ask people if I always ask people if they've seen ghosts
I know that was one of your questions you used to ask people a lot.
because I'm interested.
No, fuck ghosts. Aliens are what I care about.
I want to see a ghost. I want to see an alien
Or
too.
I mean, we'll hop back a few seconds to when we talked about the Mandela effect. Could that all just be the glitch in the simulation we all live in?
Oof.
Maybe they sent aliens at the start of the simulation. It didn't go well, so they hit that reset button.
Yeah, what if some kid's just playing us on his
Yeah,
PlayStation 20?
He's just seeing us go, whoa,
PlayStation 20. It's still called PlayStation, and we're just a simulation of a simulation of a simulation. Oh.
The play box and the X station is what they're called. No, I mean, the best example of a simulation, which isn't the one Zach just referenced with Rick and Morty, it's how many times Michael resets the simulation in a good place. That man, if he's running our simulation, we're fucked.
We're done, though, yeah.
Oh, one thing we're restart. Also, if you haven't watched A Good Place, phenomenal show. I just got to finish the last season.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those sitcoms that's like actually story driven. It's not just like episodic, which is dope. But yeah, my takes are done now.
Well, this was a rather long podcast. Again, we keep having podcasts, and each week they get longer, but I also enjoy them more and more each week. Like, I enjoyed our conversations this week. It's getting better. I'm really enjoying it. Now
We're getting a little lost in conversation sometimes.
Yeah, but now we're just
I mean, that's part of it, though.
Yeah,
that's
but
part of
look
it.
at Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's podcast is what, 4 hours? Pat McAfee's podcast is 3.5 hours. Like, these
also, we're gaining subs now for the first time.
Yes, we're finally starting.
Oh yeah.
So good stuff.
I mean, shout out. I gotta find his name before we finish. Shout out to he posts his picks every week.
Oh yeah, I can find it in 1 second.
I found it. Shout out to Joshua Lewis, who
Yeah, that
probably
guy's
is going
goated.
to make it to this point because he's one of the few people that watch it all the way through. Big shout out to Joshua Lewis. We need more people like you.
we just got to be more entertaining. That's all, or build our audience.
I
But
think
yeah,
it's a
let's
struggle
go.
because the people get through, like, people come from Smeagol's channel to watch us talk about the NBA. Then
Mhm.
we talk about other sports and people aren't interested. Then we get into entertainment where people who watch the NBA but left at the NHL stuff or the NFL are also probably interested. Or like when we talk about YouTube, Roy, you had questions.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can just do
Oh.
that. We can just do that next time.
Yeah,
Well, it
I
We
wasn't
can do a
really.
separate video or anything
It
too.
wasn't.
but-
It wasn't really questions. It was just like different topics, like
Yeah.
about YouTube and Twitch
Yeah.
and stuff.
Ah,
Also,
Cool.
a lot of people want to hear that from Smeagol. I get people coming into my live streams to ask me questions about Smeagol. So we can, yeah, like Zach said, we could do that as a one-off or whatever.
I mean, another thing we could do is also do a sports one, like where we talk about sports the whole podcast,
Yeah,
and then
mhm.
like separate stuff, and instead of like the whole thing. I don't know if that would work well or just an idea.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's actually kind of a good idea.
yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope more than one person made it to the end, but who knows? If you made it to the end, leave a smiley face in the comments down below.
And
Tell
say
us your favorite
Goofy
part
Goober.
and say Goofy Goober. You'll get a shout out next week
Good
on
old
the
SpongeBob.
podcast if you said that. So we'll see you guys then.
Peace.
Toodaloo.